Hi, I'm Paul Twenge, head baseball coach, Minnetonka High School. I'm here today to talk to you about another step in the series of hopefully helping all coaches become better coaches. The idea that sometimes gets left behind is just exactly what do you do with outfielders. I take the guy that can't throw the ball the best and maybe can't catch a fly ball, and I put him out in right field and I bat him ninth. Guys, that day is gone. As these kids progress, they have to learn how to play the ball in the air, and they have to learn how to play the ball on the ground. The irony that most kids go through is they get extremely excited and worried about a baseball that goes up in the air. And the baseball in the air gives you more time to be successful, meaning catching it and throwing it back into the infield, than a ball that's been hit through the infield, because that's a base hit at least. And if you don't play it right, it could end up being a double, especially if they're very fast. Standing next to me is Andrew Weber. Andrew Weber is a senior captain for us. He's our center fielder. He's a left-handed pitcher. Andrew Weber is the third fastest kid in the state of Minnesota in relationship to times that were taken last year in a junior showcase for the graduating class of 2011. This young man can fly. I mean, he's so fast he doesn't know how fast he is. How fast are you? Real fast. That's what it is. So Webby can go get the ball. He doesn't get excited about the ball being in the air or on the ground, but he's learned a couple of things that will help him get better at playing the outfield. Now, this is going to sound crazy, but the sooner you start teaching what is being taught at a major league level, the sooner the athlete will start performing at a higher level for you. Yes, they may be little leaguers. Yes, they may be 13-year-olds. It's apples to apples. What they do at the major league level is what we should be doing at our level. Granted, we can't run as fast, we can't throw it as far, and we may not be able to lay out, and we don't have ESPN coming and giving us that da-da-da type thing, but we have to teach that way. Those guys do it for a living, and if they don't do it right, they don't have a living. So what we did with our guys is I want to teach you just first of all the fundamentals of catching a fly ball. First thing I'm going to do, and if you're at home doing this and you're watching this video, you should do this. Webby, put up both your arms at the same time. Webby's up and he's going to field a fly ball to him. He's going to move his arms to his left. He's going to move them to his right. Okay? That's the traditional idea. Okay? And everybody, I understand and I know that this is a fact, that if you feel the ball with two hands, you can get it out of your glove and throw it quicker than if you do it with one. But if you're at home trying this, let's do it again, we'll do it together. We go to our left, we go to our right, you're going to feel a little tension in your shoulders. Now, I want Webby to drop his throwing side, and I want you to watch this lack of constriction. That's not a real good word to use for you, but the lack of hindrance for him to be able to move his arm. Move your arm to your left. Move your arm to your right. Yeah, coach, I'm teaching you to field the fly ball with one hand. Yep, I'm going to break all the rules that ever were, and I had to be proven on this. But if you have an athletic young man and you tell him he's got to catch you with two hands, he's going to take that ball that's way out over here and he's going to try to get both hands there, and he ends up dropping it. Or he's going to go way over here, way up, and he's trying to get his hand up there, and now that stops his glove from going down. Don't be afraid to let him field the ball with one hand. Now, I got some things here. Webby can at least catch the ball. So first of all, you got to establish the fact that the outfielder can catch the ball. But working with two hands doesn't need to be done. It's not showboating. It actually makes him more athletic. It allows him to cover more area, which you need more often than you do two hands around the ball to make a throw. If it's a do or die situation where the ball has to be thrown into home plate, he may have to have his hand up there to get it out. But we want him to catch the ball to secure the out, or more importantly, get the ball so he can secure the ball to make the play. Next thing I want to talk about is when Webby catches a fly ball. Now, he's a lot taller than I, so it's going to be a little difficult for me to do this, but put your glove up there, Webb. He's judging above his head. He sees this over and over and over because you practice it. Relax, Webb. He relaxes and he sees that ball and he judges that angle of where his eyes are in relationship to the ball. Okay, the toughest play for an outfielder is the ball hit directly at him. They don't know if they should go in or if they should go out. Most kids, and we've seen it more if you've been in the game longer, guys will take a step in and the ball goes over their head. Well, to get kind of technical on you, what you've done is the ball's been hit so hard that when it's spinning, it's cutting through air. Then all of a sudden the revolutions of the ball slow down and the air grabs the seams, and now the ball goes up and then it drops. Gravity takes control of it. So what he has to do in that situation, he doesn't know that. He sees the ball coming at him and he doesn't know if it's going over his head or if it's going to stay low, but he takes a step in or he takes a step back. What should he do? Well, you're not going to step in. I've already told you that. Next thing is we're not going to give ground. Because if we go back and he's misread the ball and the ball drops in for a short single, now we got a problem. What Webby needs to do with a ball that's hit at this level, at his eyesight, is sink. Go ahead, Webby. Sink. He just drops down, and now he's judging the baseball the same way he was when he was standing as tall as he could be. He knows those angles. The ball doesn't look like it's coming at him, and he can see the part of the ball that he normally sees. This is important. This is something that was taught to me a long time ago by a lot, again, baseball coaches. I've said it before in these other videos. We're notorious as stealing. We can learn. This guy taught me a long time ago that, hey, relax on the line drive, sink. You'll know if the ball's hit high and if it's going to go over your head. One thing you can always do is always watch the ball. Once you sink, if it continues to rise, he sinks and it continues to rise, now he knows that he has to go get the ball. Okay? So we've given you some positional things. Now, what does Webby do right before the pitch? Webby's in the outfield. We want him nice and relaxed. As the pitcher lifts his leg, we've talked about the ready, set position in the infield. Webby's going to sink down and put both his hands on his thighs. And he's ready to go. He's ready to go. He's not relaxed. He can go right, he can go left. His first step is extremely important, what he does with that and how he reads. If the ball's hit to his left, he should be stepping with his left. Some guys like a crossover. I like a short jab. The idea is mainly get moving. Don't be caught. A good indication that you have a kid that can play outfield is you're coaching in the dugout, the ball is hit, and you look at the position in which the ball is being hit and it's going to the outfield, and you pick your heads up and you know the ball is going to be a little bit right or a little bit left, and the kid is still standing there, that kid hasn't learned how to play outfield. The sign of a good outfielder is you watch the ball being hit, you look, and the fielder's already moving to make the catch. I'm going to teach you something that hopefully you will try with your kids, and this is called the fade drill. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go in front of Webby, and you're going to watch Webby, and Webby's broke down, and then I'm going to point to the right or to the left, and Webby's going to open that way, and then I'm going to throw the ball. But what we're simulating here is a ball that's hit over his head, and he has to go back to get it. What we're also teaching him is don't worry about not seeing the ball all the time. We've recognized the fact it's hit over your head. Get back and get it. You're the last line of defense. And that kind of comes back to the first statement I made, is sometimes we forget that outfielders are that important. So in this case, Webby, and we'll do it real quick here, Webby, just show him what I mean. Open, drop back, and he runs back, straight back, and he's going to take his head off of me. Go ahead and take your head off of me, Webby. Let's do the true drill. Okay, ready? Go! And now he'll look over that shoulder for the ball. Okay, now I'm going to throw it into the sun, Webb, so let's see what we do. The job here is to get depth, because you know the ball's over your head, and this is a good drill to practice with, even if they're unsuccessful. First thing I'm going to do is, again, square up with me, Webb. All right, go! He goes, and I throw the ball, Webby catches it, okay? I got to time that, takes a little bit of practice, but here's what I want you to really get out of this drill, is this fact right here, that Webby can turn his back to the ball, meaning Webby's dropped open. Go ahead, drop open, Webb. He drops open, and now he's running back, he looks over this shoulder, and the ball crosses to his left side. Well, a lot of guys want to do this. Well, they're totally stopped now. and the ball's gained ground on him and he's not going to catch up. What you need to do is their head just merely needs to turn and pick the ball up. And you practice this, kids eventually will catch it, and they love it once they figure it out. All right, the biggest thing is dropping straight back, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him open to his left, my right, and then I'm going to throw the ball back over to his right side because now it'll be, to his left side because he'll be equal to me with his back facing me. Ready? Go! He goes, he looks over his shoulder, I throw it over. Now I got a pretty good athlete doing this drill. I understand what you guys are thinking, but you know what? Webby wouldn't have done it that way had we not taught him. He's learned this drill 3-4 years ago now since he's been here, and he knows that when he goes back on a ball, in order to continue that gaining distance, that covering that distance he has to have to catch up to the baseball, he has to let go of the fact that he doesn't need to see the ball. And here's what you need to tell the outfielder. It's over your head anyway. Don't worry about that. If you make the catch, it's a great play. You become a champion, you get Dairy Queen, whatever, you might even get a banana split, who knows. But if the ball goes over your head, the coach is expecting you not to catch it. Now all of a sudden he catches it. This is the best way to catch the fly ball. Two things out of this is you don't have to look at the ball all the time. Two, make sure that if you got a line drive that you judge at the same angle. And I guess I'm going to put an addendum to that 2A, that you can't be afraid to let the ball not be seen by you. Don't be afraid to turn your back to the ball. Just get some distance, go get the baseball, and get it back into the infield. Anytime the outfielder runs away from the infield, all he has to do is get the ball and he hits the first infielder that's out there trying to get his attention. Thank you so much.